Shalom, Hebrews. Shalom. Peace and blessings unto you. I'm bringing this to y'all. I'm not going to hold you long, but I saw this and I thought that you needed to know. The CDC is predicting and projecting that 3,000 Americans will die every single day from coronavirus in the month of June. Hebrews, did you hear what I said? The CDC, Center for Disease Control, is predicting that 3,000 Americans will die every single day from coronavirus in June, okay? And you know this is from this reopening that's going on, okay? This whole country, this whole world is in a great rush to reopen, and what they are not thinking about is that they are running back to their death, okay? These people are running back to death. I know you don't understand it. You can't comprehend it. There are very wicked forces at work in this world. These are the forces that will force you back to work, that will force you to get back to normal so that you will die. Make no mistake about it. This is nowhere near over. The coronavirus is in full swing. Me, and I know many of you as well, know people who have known someone, if they don't know them personally, who have passed away from coronavirus. This thing has definitely reached out and touched the community. Everybody knows someone who knows somebody who got corona. Everybody knows somebody who has been sick from corona. Now this is what they're saying. In the month of June, which is less than 30 days away, they're predicting that it's going to be so bad that 3,000 Americans are going to be dropping dead every single day. I want you to listen to him tell you that, because you might not listen to me because I'm a so-called black man. You're not going to listen to me. So listen to your enemy.
Or from inside the Trump administration about the consequences of reopening. The Centers for Disease Control estimate predicts the daily coronavirus death toll in the United States might hit 3,000 by early June. That is well above the current level of about 1,750 deaths per day. The number of new cases also projected to grow exponentially so, from 25,000 new infections per day to possibly 200,000 per day by the 1st of June. Let's discuss and let's begin with CNN's Elizabeth Cohen. Elizabeth, when you look at this, there are some projections here. We always have to be careful about projections, but the president's own scientific experts are putting together a report that, if you look at the graph, says you have case rates now, they're going to go up. You have death rates now, they are going to go up as you go through this reopening process.
Right. This is modeling done by the U.S. Centers for Disease Control. Their modelers are among the best of the best, and I would guess that they also conferred with modelers across the country. These are very sobering numbers. And, John, it tells us two things. One, it tells us that these efforts we've been doing for the past, 6-7 weeks, staying at home, social distancing, what the public health folks call mitigation, that helped. It did help flatten the curve to some extent.
Now you heard what she said? She said social distancing and staying home helped. Did it help? Did it help? Did it really help? Or did it just postpone the inevitable? Many of you have gotten used to being home from school and work during this pandemic. You think that you can just wait out the Lord. Let me tell you something, man. When the Lord sends the plagues out and he decides who he wants to kill, it doesn't matter if you stay in the house or not, man. When the Lord say he's going to strike, you're going to get struck. Point blank, man.
However, it didn't get rid of the problem. So there was a lot of hope it would get rid of the problem. It didn't. Are we better off now for having done that mitigation?
Absolutely not. Okay? And that is the false sense of security that many people have right now. Because you've been home, you think that you have hid out. You think that you've been hidden. Many of you have no idea what's going on in the earth right now. The Lord has sent these plagues, okay? Go back and go back and view some of my earlier videos, okay? Where I go into detail about the plagues that the Lord has sent. This COVID-19 coronavirus, no doubt, this is a plague. The Most High God has sent these things. And it does not matter if you go in the house on so-called quarantine. You're only postponing the inevitable. But I'm going to let them tell you.
Experts I'm talking to say yes, but we still are not out of the woods by any stretch of the imagination. What these numbers also tell us is that as we start to open back up, despite the fact that things aren't as good as we would like them to be, we are starting to open back up the country, and that's where you get the numbers that you just mentioned from the CDC modelers. It really is just simple logic. When you tell people, hey, you can go to bars, you can go to get your nails done, you can sit in a restaurant, those numbers are going to go up. The closer people get to one another, the more cases we're going to see.
Family, y'all hear that? Nails, restaurants, and bars. Getting your nails done, restaurants, and bars. You know, a lot of us so-called black people, we love to frequent those kinds of places. Family, you are in grave danger. If you do not turn back to your God, the God of Israel, acknowledge that you are the Israelites. If you don't acknowledge that you are the Israelites and turn back to your God, there's a very good chance that you may get killed by the Lord, okay? The Lord starts at his house first. His house is the 12 tribes of Israel. It's you so-called Negroes all over the world. Wake up, y'all. Do not get snoozed back to sleep. This pandemic, this plague is not over. The Lord is angry. Can't you see?
The more cases we see, the more deaths we're going to see.
And I wonder if we have this chart. If we do, if we could put it up from this document, the projected deaths per day, because they have a red line, which is their projection, and then you see the lighter red space around it there. That's essentially the range of the projection. So the red line is the projected deaths, and you see it going up by June 1st from where it is today, significantly up. But then you see the blue dots. Those are the actual reported deaths. So Elizabeth, looking at this chart, reported deaths right now are running higher than the model. That doesn't mean they will continue to be so, but the reported deaths right now, if this was their model, you would have to say right now the reported deaths are coming in on the high side, even a little above the model.
Right. And
do you hear that? Excuse me. Did you hear that? That's to let you know that many more people are dying than what they're admitting to. You are in the midst of great evil, Hebrews. You better snap out of it. Like this video, share this video, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell button so that you get all notifications. I'm going to give you a little bit more of this and then I'm going to be out.
So one thing we need to remember here, John, is that all of this, when we look into the future, is modeling. And modeling is based on assumptions and basically educated guesses. But they're pretty well-educated guesses. And so these guesses always will have margins, kind of like in a political poll. It could be anywhere from here to here, and here's sort of the middle that we're arriving at. And so we have to keep that in mind. And so when you relate it to what's already happened, happened. Those are facts. When we look out into the future, we're making educated guesses.
Educated guesses, looking at those numbers.
Which means she don't know what the hell is going on. And neither does that guy over on the right-hand side. None of these people have an idea what's going on. They're making educated guesses while people are dropping dead. You can say it's fake all you want. People are dropping dead out there.
It's a little frightening as you think about it, Elizabeth Cohen. Really appreciate it. Let's go straight now.
It's not a little frightening. It's extremely frightening to the heathen.
To the White House and CNN's Katelyn Collins. Katelyn, this playing out, the president last night revised his death total. He had to, it's obvious. He was saying it would be 60-something. It's already past that. The president now says 80,000 or 90,000, maybe 100,000. If you look at this document put out by his own Centers for Disease Control and FEMA and other agencies helping there, this reopening that the president continues to push, even pushing states that have not met his own guidelines right now, like Virginia last night, when you look at this document and the medical projections, the case projections, the death projections, this is a giant political risk for the president to be so aggressive when his own people are telling them these numbers are going to get worse.
Yeah, this is a really sobering document. And you've got to look back at what the president was saying last night when he was revising that death toll upward. It's so strikingly different than what the president was saying even just 2 weeks ago when he was predicting that the death toll was going to be substantially under 100,000. He said maybe even as low as 50,000. Of course, we have blown past that now. Last night he was telling Fox News in that town hall it could go anywhere from 75,000 to 100,000. And now this document, and you've got to look at the fact that there is this document now being circulated, put together by FEMA and HHS. You've got the president revising the death toll upward, yet, John, he is still pushing for reopening. And last night he made that clear, saying that he still thinks that many states should be moving toward reopening their economies. He talked about people going back to school in the fall, saying that he was confident that could happen. And then, of course, saying that he feels confident there will be a vaccine by the end of this year, which is incredibly optimistic, even if you're listening to his health experts who say if everything goes right, then potentially they could have a vaccine ready by January, which of course is hinging on a lot. But it is notable that even in the face of a document like this, where it's so sobering, talking about what this death toll could look like and how much higher it could get, they are still pushing for the reopening that health experts have said can make this death toll even worse.
Okay, that's all I'm going to give you on that. You heard what they said, okay? These people do not care whether you live or die. The only thing they care about is money. That's why they're forcing this reopen, and they have no idea what they're running back to. Hebrews, stay strong in the faith. Pray to the Father in the name of the Son, Yahweh Shai. Keep your faith up and get ready. This ride is not going to get bumpy. This ride is already bumpy. You see what it says. Projected 3,000 dying every single day. That's what they're projecting. Could be less, could be more. Or maybe while you're so focused on this coronavirus plague, maybe the Lord will throw another plague in there. You don't know what the Lord is going to do. The Lord knows what he's going to do. Hang in there, Hebrews. Our salvation will come soon. Shalom, Hebrews.